Welcome back, everyone! After our short stint in Boston, Clay and I decided to head to New York City. This was my first view of New York City. I was immediately overwhelmed. And this was my first celebrity sighting. Clay said he didn't see me, so I didn't have to give him money. This time around, we couldn't go inside the New York Public Library because it was closed. But honestly, why are there always statues of lions at these public libraries? The Empire State Building is very big and fat. I fear I would burst an aneurysm if I ever had to live here. It's so busy. We also quickly passed by Madison Square Garden. I was excited to see this building in Hudson Yards. I thought it was a hotel at first, but it's actually just stairs. Then, Clay took me to walk the High Line, which is a newly built walkway on top of an old railroad.
Okay, we're on the High Line, going someplace.
We ended up walking to Chelsea, and we got off the High Line and went to Chelsea Market. After that, we headed to check in to our Airbnb.
Okay, just arrived in our New York Airbnb. We walked up 4 flights of stairs for this, but it's pretty nice. Let's see the view. Another building.
After we settled down, we took a little walk to the northern part of Central Park to meet up with some of Clay's friends. One thing I noticed about New York is that their birds are really fat. For dinner that night, we went to the East Village and did a small pizza crawl. And by small, I mean we went to 2 places. This pepperoni za from East Village Pizza was my fave. And then we got dessert. The next morning, we met up with Clay's friend, Nicole, for bagels and ate them on Columbia campus. Clay and I liked dome-shaped buildings, so Columbia was pretty much our jam. The temperature for the rest of our stay in New York remained below freezing, and I thought this frozen fountain was pretty cool. Clay and Nicole wanted to go inside this cathedral nearby Columbia, and it was kind of eerie because half of it was under construction due to a fire last year, and there was no organ. Then we went downtown to meet up with my friends, and as you can see in this next clip, we went down the wrong way. Rookie mistake. As we found our way, we came across the Lincoln Center, and here's Clay trying to hurry me along. Walking is hard. The wind ruined the audio for this clip, but basically on our way to meet my friends Tuan and Pablo, we passed by Billionaires Row, and I asked Clay who he thought lives there. We finally met up with Tuan and Pab. Yay! I also met Tuan's fiancé, Alex, and puppy, Finn, for the first time too. It was really fun to walk through Central Park with them. It was definitely one of the highlights of the trip. The ice skating rink was still out too. We walked to Bethesda Fountain and Terrace, and it was absolutely beautiful. This is the gorgeous view from Tuan and Alex's apartment in Kips Bay. It started snowing a bit too. They took us to a place in Soho for lunch called Galleys, and it was delicious. Of course, we had to get dessert too. And since this was my first time in New York, Tuan encouraged me to get Levain's and New York cheesecake. This was so good. What a good decision. After leaving Tuan's place, Clay wanted to see the Flatiron Building near Madison Square Park. We also stopped by the Harry Potter store across the street, and it was pretty fun inside. Since it was freezing outside all day, we cut the night short and got Patsy's Pizza next to our Airbnb to take home and eat while watching the new Apple TV show We Crashed. Today was the first day Clay and I didn't have any plans, so it was great to do whatever we wanted. I think this is the best way to travel. I really wanted to see the Met, and then we walked to the Belvedere Castle in Central Park. After all the greasy food we had over the past few days, Clay and I decided to get sweet green for lunch. One thing I really didn't like about New York was that the people were so rude. That was definitely a culture shock and not something that I want to get used to. Then we went to Washington Square Park to see the arch. It was very windy and cold, as you can see. We took a stroll around Greenwich Village, and then we took the subway to the World Trade Center. This was the Oculus. I felt like I was on the inside of Aaron's final Titan form. Looking up at the World Trade Center made me feel so small. Unfortunately, the 9/11 museum was closed that day, but we spent some time looking at the memorial outside. Clay decided spontaneously that he wanted to go up to the top of the World Trade Center observation deck with me, so we were like, YOLO! This view was incredible. We could see the Statue of Liberty, downtown, Brooklyn, and so much more. It was a 360 view, and best of all, it was all indoors, so we weren't freezing. After we came down, we decided to hit up Wall Street. Here's realistic footage of Clay being an awesome navigator. More fat birds! Then we took the subway to Brooklyn. I could tell immediately Brooklyn was more my style. We got an early dinner at a place called Pies and Thighs. The service people were nice to us. We enjoyed walking around Williamsburg for a bit during sunset. Being able to experience this view made me so happy and grateful to be alive. We got some ice cream at Oddfellows in Domino Park before heading back. Before leaving New York today, Clay wanted to see Grand Central and take us to a brunch spot nearby. We got brekkie at an Australian place called Little Collins. It was tasty and busy. We went to go see the Rockefeller Center next. Before heading to the airport, we took the Roosevelt Island tramway to explore the island for a bit. Thanks so much for watching. This was such a special trip, and I hope to go back to New York to explore more in the future.